Resident Evil, a long-running series loved by fans all over the world for its atmosphere, fun gameplay, and excellent replay value. Currently, I've only completed 2 of the games in Resident Evil 3 and 7, but I'm looking to add another one today in Released in 2021, Resident Evil Village, as the name suggests, is set in a remote, snow-covered village in central Romania. Once again, we step into the shoes of Ethan Winters, as he, his wife Mia, and baby Rose try their best to put the events of the previous game behind them. PSN Profiles has this game at 6 out of 10, 3 playthroughs, and 25 hours, so let's see how it goes. I first played the game near launch, completing the game on casual while getting a few random trophies along the way. Unfortunately, I only have the screenshots for this playthrough, but I'll put them up here anyway. I got Crafter for crafting an item, Patron for buying something from the Duke, Petty Thief for picking a lock, Hunter for hunting an animal, Get the Ball Rolling for solving a labyrinth puzzle, Push Comes to Shove for pushing away an enemy, Strategist for defeating at least 3 enemies in one attack, Fast Reflexes for knocking down a flaming arrow with a close combat weapon, Cynic for destroying a goat of warding, Gunsmith for equipping a weapon part, and Photography for using photo mode. Coming back to the game after 4 years was strange, because while I knew what happened in the story, I had to still find my way around and figure out all the puzzles again. I got straight into the hunt, getting my first trophy of the playthrough right at the start of the game by kicking this ball through the study door. Once again, everything goes wrong for Ethan. As the house is raided, Mia is shot and Ethan is dragged out into a waiting vehicle. We wake up in the snow next to the totaled vehicle and surrounded by darkness. Setting off into the forest, we find our way to a village. Something is off about this place, and it doesn't take us long to find out why, as we're attacked by the Lycans, a common enemy type in this game. We get captured and introduced to Mother Miranda and the 4 lords of the area. After some arguing, we are then sent into a gauntlet. After running away, we manage to escape, and then we're introduced to the Duke, a merchant that will help us along our journey.
I've been waiting for you, Mr. Winters.
We make our way inside Castle Dimitrescu, only to be captured again, as Lady D does some questionable things to our hand. We manage to get free again, and begin working our way through the castle, picking up part of one of the treasures, allowing me to combine them with the other part for the Repairer trophy. Moving on, we fight plenty of enemies, as well as Lady Dimitrescu's 3 daughters, exposing them to cold to be able to damage them. Our next trophy was for breaking all the windows in Castle Dimitrescu. I'm sure that won't upset her at all. Before long we get this legendary knife. It allows us to take the fight directly to Dimitrescu herself, although all it seems to do is turn her into this thing.
Flesh, bones, I will devour all of you!
Luckily she's not too bad to deal with, especially on casual anyway. As we're leaving, we pick up this dirty flask, a rather important item for the story. This trophy popped not long after for defeating an enemy from long range with the sniper rifle. I didn't think it was all that far, but I'll take it anyway. We find out from the Duke that the dirty flask we picked up is actually part of our daughter, as Mother Miranda separated her essence into 4 flasks and gave one to each of the 4 lords of the area, and we need to collect them all to hopefully be able to put our Rose back together. Continuing on, we make our way to everyone's favourite part of the game, the dollhouse.
I've been waiting for so long. I'd make a much better daughter than Rose. Please, won't you stay with me forever?
What? Wait, where's my gun?
We complete the doll puzzle, climb down into this well, and well, everything goes bad at this point. Everything is dark, and when we try to make our way out, we come face to face with this thing. Yeah, no, this is not okay. We need to get away from this Del Toro hell spawn. We get the fuse we need, hide under the bed, and then make a run for the elevator, trying to kite this thing around in the dark while the door opens. Yeah, good night, nightmare fuel. Right, with that over, it's time to take on Angie. It's just a case of finding her, stabbing her, finding her again, and then repeating that process a few times. We get our second flask, and get to see the beautiful, beautiful outside again. Off to the next of the lords we go, named Moreau. We sneak in and manage to steal the third flask right from under his nose. Too bad Ethan gets a little too confident and manages to get trapped, leading to us having to navigate this damned area where Moreau has the advantage. After a long while without a trophy, I opened the final outhouse needed for the When You Gotta Go trophy. We drain the dam and fight Moreau, finishing him off with a bang, and with that, the third lord is done, and now we're in the home stretch. It's time to grab a few random trophies before continuing the story. Heading back to Louise's house, we take down the Varkalak Alpha for the Leader of the Pack trophy. The Steak Magnum made pretty quick work of it. Then another area where you can get the trophy for setting fire to a, Morikawa? Something like that. We then head to the stronghold to finish off Heisenberg, finding numerous Lycans along the way, including this absolute unit. We finish him off and find out Heisenberg isn't even here, but he left the flask along with a message.
Put all the flasks in the altar, and I'm sure you'll figure the rest out. See you, Ethan.
We head back to the ceremony site and insert all of the flasks into this altar called the Giant's Chalice. Ethan must just toss this over his shoulder like he's Brock Lesnar or something. Now time to take care of Heisenberg for real this time. We make our way to the factory. Once there, Heisenberg shows up, making us an offer to team up with him and take out Miranda. Ethan doesn't like the sound of this offer. He declines, leading to us getting dropped into this hole with this lad. We run away, jumping into a chute and ending up in the main part of the factory. Thankfully, this is where we can get the Quit Hanging Around trophy for shooting down a soldat from the assembly line. After a while, I pick up the last file I need for the Bookworm trophy. We meet up with our friend from earlier, and after a few close calls, we take down Sturm and get to the top of the factory, only for Heisenberg to knock us all the way back down to the bottom. But here we meet up with Chris, who fills us in on information important to the story and gives us this tank to take on Heisenberg. We travel up the elevator to fight the mutated Heisenberg. I'm not looking forward to this fight on Village of Shadows though. We finish him off, and out of nowhere, Mia shows up. Except it's not her, it's Miranda. She tells Ethan her plans for Rose, and then kills him by ripping out his heart. Now we're playing as Chris. We quickly get the Mathematician trophy for unlocking the entire map. Using our new weapons, we clean up these enemies pretty quick, getting through the village and to the Megamycete, the cause of all this. We plant a bomb, and at this point, I get my last goat for the Heretic trophy.
Told Ethan the plan.
There wasn't time.
We find Miranda's study, and in there is Mia, the real one this time, who gives Chris some important information about Ethan. We switch back to Ethan as he wakes up with Evelyn, the little girl from the previous game, taunting him. I'm not going to spoil the twist here, because I think everyone should see this one for themselves if they haven't already. Stock up one last time and head out. Finding her at the ceremony site, we battle her. She takes quite the beating, but we get the best of her in the end. We pick up Rose and get her to the helicopter so her and Mia can escape. And with that out of the way, we move on to... Now it's time for the speedrun. I'm also going to try and do it knife only while using as few healing items as I can. It's amazing how fast you get through this game when you already know where to go. Mostly anyway, I still got lost in the castle a few times. Anyway, we take our Demetresk and her daughters, sprint to the peaceful dollhouse basement, take out Angie and Donna, smash Moreau, go to the stronghold, the Korumbit makes easy work of Urias, go to the factory for Heisenberg, you can still use the tank in this fight thankfully. Finishing him off, we're on to Chris. I ignore most of the enemies, just running past, until this section where you need to be very careful not to hit an enemy with the laser strike. Then we come to this beast. Normally you need to use the laser strike on this guy, but for the Knives Out trophy, we aren't allowed to do that. So we need to whittle down his health, which takes at least 5 minutes. Finally we take him down, for the low price of my poor hand. Back to Ethan, we run to Miranda and start slashing away. Trying to chase her down constantly is the main issue with this fight, especially when she starts flying around. We end the fight, skip all the cutscenes. The moment of truth, was I fast enough? Nice. 2 hours 45 minutes, so I get the Dashing Dad, Knives Out, and Don't Trust That Snake Oil. I also get the Frugal Father trophy for spending less than 10,000 lei in a single playthrough. I took this opportunity to go into the bonus content shop to buy and view all of the figures and concept art for the Doll Collector and Art Collector trophies. I also reloaded my last save and upgraded the Stake Magnum to get the infinite ammo version to make the next playthrough a lot easier. Starting Village of Shadows, it didn't take me long to find out that the enemies on this difficulty hit hard. And I mean hard. Even with New Game Plus health, it's 1 or 2 hits for Ethan to be put on a t-shirt. It didn't help that I reloaded my save to get my money back from upgrading the Magnum, so it was a little weak at the start of the game. During the village siege, I managed to find this spot at the top of the stairs that was pretty safe, and it actually broke Urias' AI as he walked back and forth, allowing me to take pot shots at him until he went down, and unlocking the Timber trophy for defeating him during this fight. On my way to the castle, I came across a good spot to farm the Squawk Shot trophy for shooting 5 flying crows by reloading this checkpoint. I can farm this pretty quickly. Just after this, I come across Duke and purchase all of the weapon upgrades I need for the Veteran Gunsmith trophy. A bit later, we find the Duke again and spend a little bit of time messing around to get the lucky number 7 trophy.
I'm buying this because of our relationship, you know.
Continuing the playthrough, there wasn't anything too difficult. We take out Lady Dimitrescu, Donna and Angie, Moreau and Urias. The Magnum is strong enough to take these bosses down with ease. The factory is a step up in difficulty, as even with the Magnum, some of the enemies take a lot of damage and guard their weak spots. Defeating Sturm can be a little bit annoying, because he doesn't give you very long to hit his weak spot before he attacks again. On to Heisenberg, known for being the toughest boss on this difficulty. He's an absolute bullet sponge, but after a few deaths, I got him to the second phase and quickly finished him off with the Magnum. Krista's section was a lot harder, as although I had the infinite ammo Dragoon, it's a lot less powerful than the Stake Magnum, and you really notice it, especially when you're trying to hold the Lycans back to use the laser strike. Onto Urias' roided out twin brother, the ultimate bullet sponge, taking a boatload of bullets and grenades plus 4 laser strikes, but eventually he falls to the boulder punching Christopher Redfield. Back to Ethan, we stock up on healing items and head to face Miranda. Even with the Magnum she takes a lot of damage, but she too eventually falls. And with that out of the way, we get Universe's Best Dad for completing the game on Village of Shadows, along with the other trophies for normal and hard. Also unlocking the rocket pistol in the bonus content shop, I reload my last save and buy the pistol and the ammo crafting recipe from the Duke. After a nervous wait, the Artisan trophy pops for collecting all of the crafting recipes. Now the Tinkerer trophy requires me to craft 1 of every item. The rocket pistol ammo is the last one I need, and unfortunately, I need 2 herbs to craft it. I didn't plan for this, and used my herbs to make healing items throughout the playthrough. To get this trophy, I start a new game plus, collect 2 herbs, get to the Duke again to get the crafting recipe, craft my ammo, and with that, I can move on to the last stage. The Mercenaries mode is a score attack mode where you need to kill enemies quickly to build up combos to get the scores needed for the S ranks. I started this mode using Chris, and after a couple of attempts, I got the Combo King trophy for achieving a 30 times combo by taking out all the enemies in the first area. It was disheartening to get so close to some of the S ranks but fall just short and have to start the whole thing again. Especially the factory, because it's a very confusing area. Eventually I completed all of the normal difficulty levels, including the 2 DLC ones to unlock Lady D, to make the hard versions a lot easier. I got into the swing of using the new character pretty quickly, and to my surprise, the second set were a lot easier than the first. Not only because of Lady Dimitrescu choke-slamming enemies, but also the S rank requirements are much lower, making it more a game of survival. I knocked them out one by one over an hour or so, and before long I'd finished the last one, getting the legendary cowboy trophy, and popping my platinum trophy on the last day of 2025. Resident Evil Village was a fun experience. I'd recommend it to anyone who wants to give it a go, and I'll definitely be revisiting this series again. And with that said, thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Until then, good trophy hunting.